Hello my friends! Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to be sitting down with you all and telling you about where I'm at with my YouTube channel, some of the struggles that I've been having, and what I think the future of this channel is going to be, or maybe I don't have a plan. We're just going to talk through it together. I feel like with us coming up on 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy to think of on this channel already, it's a great time to sit down and talk through these things. There have been some challenges and obstacles that have been on my mind, so I feel like if you are someone who wants to get into content creation or you're already doing it, this will probably be an interesting video for you. Or if you're someone that just wants a peek behind the scenes of what it's like to make YouTube videos and some of the challenges that YouTubers face, then this will probably also be interesting for you. So of course I cannot have one of these videos without working on something. Hopefully I'll be able to multitask. We'll see how much I actually get done. But this is the cloud sweater. I'm going to be working on this with you all. If you can tell, butter yellow or just yellow generally is the color I am loving right now. But I also have some notes on my phone just so I don't ramble, even though I probably will still ramble a little bit. But I thought we could go ahead and take a trip to the past and talk about where things started for me on this channel and with me posting about my yarny content. So when I first got started with, let me get my project ready, one second. And again, this could just become a prop because I like to make eye contact with you all when I'm making my videos, and I am not pro enough to knit and maintain camera eye contact right now yet. So anyway, for those of you who have been here since the beginning, you might remember that when I started this channel, I was primarily focused on amigurumi. I was also doing market, which is why the name of my channel is Dose of Kawaii, because that was actually the name, or is, it's still alive, it's just slower, is the name of my small business, Dose of Kawaii. So kawaii means cuteness in Japanese. I am actually half Japanese, and kawaii culture has always meant a lot to me as I was growing up. I always just loved it, and I knew I wanted to integrate that into my small business name. The hope and the mission was for my cute little crochet creations and plushies to bring a dose of joy or cuteness to my customers' days. And I thought that that was a great name. I still love it, but after I did some markets and did my Etsy shop, some pattern design, I started to crave making things outside of just amigurumi. I ended up starting to do some blankets, wearables, and then I got into knitting again. And from there, now I've sort of just been expanding what I want to focus on within my hobby. But that kind of brings me to one of the challenges, I would say. We're going to start talking about the challenges that I'm having with my channel now before we talk about the future. And let me know if you relate to any of these also, whether you post on Instagram, YouTube, or if you're just a viewer but you still relate to these in some way. Please let me know. Misery loves company, although I'm not miserable. I don't know that that was the right saying or phrase for it, but anyway, one of the challenges that I am currently kind of facing is figuring out how much to niche down on my channel. I really enjoy this podcast called the YouTube Creators Hub podcast. They had a guest on call. Her name's April Lynn, and she has a YouTube channel for content creators. And funnily enough, on her episode, she talked about knitting as her example and how if you have a knitting channel, you still need to niche down further than just knitting. And right now, my channel is very much just yarn-related content. So I'm having a hard time figuring out how much do I really want to niche down? And this ties into the second challenge, I would say, which is trying to balance making content that I want to make with content that I think is going to perform well. Crochet and knitting is first and foremost my love, my hobby, and with that, YouTube has kind of become another hobby on top of my hobby, but I want to make sure that I'm fitting the YouTube videos into my craft and not the other way around all the time anyways. I just don't want it to take away from the joy that I genuinely feel when I get to work on my projects. So that's kind of one of the challenges that I've been having. As far as what I mentioned with performance, there are certain video formats where I can see from trends that they're probably going to perform better than others. Like the pattern roundup videos always tend to do well. I would say crochet challenges are hit or miss. Videos like this or like Cozy Crochet Club typically have lower views, but I think that they're really nice and important for nurturing my relationship with my subscribers. I enjoy them so much as an opportunity to sit down and just hang out and chit chat a little bit more. So I will definitely be continuing to make those, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't a little bit discouraging to be making a video that you kind of have a feeling is not going to perform that well. Like I said, I don't have a solution to that problem. I'm just kind of airing my dirty laundry here. If any of you have encountered that, let me know. The next challenge that I'm running into content creation wise is doing short form content versus long form. As someone who grew up as a millennial back when YouTube was first coming on the scene, I have always loved watching long form content, and I feel like I developed somewhat of parasocial relationships with my favorite YouTube creators, thinking I knew them or knowing I didn't actually know them in real life, but you feel like you know someone based on the content that they share online. But that is why I love long form content, because I feel like you really have an opportunity to bake a story in. I love the editing that goes into it. It just feels like a much more genuine connection between the viewer and the content creator versus something like short form content on TikTok or Instagram or Reels. Basically, that is going to be like your vertical, shorter content is what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just don't feel like my brain really thinks in that way. I don't think, hey, this would be a great thing for me to quickly film for a short form video on my phone. I'm always just like thinking about what the next video could be, long form content on my channel. So yeah, that's something that I would like to work on, because I do know that short form is a way to reach a lot of people. At the same time though, I feel like the people that you bring to your channel through short form versus long form content are very different. I kind of think of long form as somebody coming into my cafe and like wanting to actually sit down, hang out, get to know me, chit chat with me. We get to know each other. Whereas I think of short form content as more of like a drive-by, in a good and a bad way. Not that drive-bys are usually a good thing, but you know what I'm saying. It's just really quick. Someone will see it, they make a snap judgment, or they like it, they'll leave a comment, but there's not really that relationship that is being built in the same way as long form. Anyway, this is kind of all leading me to my next challenge, which is just going to be time. I think I've said this before on my channel, but I actually work a 9-to-5 and I'm in marketing full time, and I really enjoy my job. I feel like I am lucky to enjoy the work that I do, enjoy the people I work with, the place that I work. That's all really good stuff, but it does present a challenge, obviously, for wanting to create content, and I just know that if I want to grow my channel, consistency is very important. But candidly, between trying to balance relationships, being healthy, working, just all the things, and of course doing my actual hobby, which is knitting and crocheting, it can be kind of challenging to find the time to think of new and fun video ideas, and how to like break through the noise of what's already on YouTube today. The next challenge is one that I think a lot of us can relate to, whether you are a content creator or you are just consuming social media and you do fiber arts yourself or anything else really, and that's going to be comparison. So I personally find that I compare myself most to other people's content creation, how frequently they post, also like the rate at which people get their projects done. For me just feels not feasible at all, and I know that it's wrong. I know it's not helpful. Comparison is the thief of joy. I understand that. It is easier said than done. Now, this does not mean I don't admire other people's work or I'm not happy for their success. I think you can hold both of those things, and it's natural to see somebody doing something really cool and to look at your work and wonder like how you can make your work better. But yeah, that's one of the things that I try to work on and make sure that I'm not comparing myself to others, because it's not all that helpful. Like for me, even just something as simple as the background where I'm working, I would absolutely love to have a craft room where I have some colorful yarn behind me, but that is just not the reality for me. I feel like in my head, I think, oh, if I had a craft room dedicated, by the way, I'm in like our 1 bedroom. So this is where I work for my job. This is also where I sleep in my bed. Everything happens in this 1 bedroom apartment. But I do in my head think, oh, if I could have a crafting room, then I would probably film way more videos, do way more short form content because it would just be easier. And maybe that might be true to an extent, but I also think that that's a little bit of magical thinking because the truth is when I've watched other people's YouTube videos, and I've watched a lot of YouTube, the background is never something that I notice or care about. It's always the person in front of the camera and their personality that draws me in. And so I try to remember that too, and just not compare so much. But I know that, again, that is really a lot easier said than done. So let me know if you empathize with that one. I'm sure a lot of us do. Now that I have sufficiently dumped all of my complaints onto you, thank you so much for listening. That was very cathartic. I just wanted to talk about the plans for this channel, and truth be told, I don't really have any plans. It was more of just me sharing. The point of the video is more me sharing that I'm kind of lost with this channel and I don't know what direction to take it in, but I would love to hear from you all, like what brought you to this channel? Was it market vlogs, amigurumi, pattern roundups? What do you love to make yourself? And what kind of videos do you like to see? Now, because of challenge number 3, I cannot promise that I will make every video idea, but you never know when it can kick off a good brainstorming sesh for a later video. So I love to hear that from you all. All I know right now is that I am still loving making YouTube videos. I cannot believe that there are almost 10,000 of you who have subscribed to this channel. Unbelievable, so cool. Those of you who comment regularly, you make my day more than you will ever know. Truly, I smile and I show my husband the comments all the time. They just make me so happy, and I just love this audience that is slowly being built up. So yeah, I guess I want to conclude by saying thank you. I don't know what the future of this channel is. I will be continuing to make content that I'm passionate about and also trying to balance that with content that I think will be helpful, resonate, and hopefully reach new people as well. But yeah, that was it. This video you might walk away being like, what was that? Why did I just listen to this girl complain for 10 minutes? Which was not my intention. I just more or less wanted to share some of my experiences to let you know you're in good company if you're dealing with any of these things, or if you're curious about what it's like to be making YouTube videos or content in general in the crafting space, then this is a little peek into what some of the challenges are that you might face. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you just listening and letting me share where my head is at. If you enjoyed this video or you enjoy any kind of yarn related content, because we're not niche down right now, be sure to subscribe and I'll be back with another video soon. Thank you so much. Bye.